until the world. I'm gonna sing down under the water until the world. I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna sing until the world. So I have the measuring tape there to show me the waist length, because that whole top piece is not, that whole top piece right here is not the waist. Only this part is our waist measurement, so I know where I need to start my shirt part at. And some of that goes into the gathering that's happening on the side. With the gathering, I'm only doing like a 1/4 inch seam allowance because it's gonna end up getting cut off anyway. But we'll do about a 1/2 inch here, probably a 1/4 still, because the dress is a little bit stretchy, so it doesn't need to be as much. Sequin is in there. Okay. So for my waist, we go up 17 inches. Our breast was 33 and a half, 34, we did 35, 17, 8 and a half. So this is where our bust is. So we want to kind of cut that straight down. This is a V-neck. I'm gonna cut a V out, but it'll probably get altered. Perfect. Perfect. And this opening, arm opening is 7 and a half. Let's double check. 7 1/4. Take it in the room.
perfect, 7.5. Now we go from our waist point to our arm opening. Alright, that's our front. So then we want to get our V-neck in here. So we go from the shoulder point. Normally a good V is about 9 inches. So I'm gonna cut $11. Okay. I'm gonna put mesh in there anyway. Alright, and then we gotta cut our lining out and then we will be sewing her together. What she looking like, we got to pin her and drape her. This is what she looks like so far. She's just pinned, so her sleeves aren't sewn together or anything. And she did want a short version, so it's not exactly the same as the picture. And I am going to insert some shoulder pads. And maybe a corset. Not, well, just like the boning. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is, I'm gonna throw a real quick base stitch through the gathering so that it holds its place, because I just do not want to go through pinning this all over again. And then I'm going to, I cut our lining out already, So I'm just gonna do pretty big stitches. And it's better to use like a white thread or something that's gonna stand out, only because you wanna find it and cut it out when it's time to cut it out. Because this stitch is not staying. It'll be stitched to the back side of the skirt, which then it'll keep its form. I'm not pulling it tight either. I don't want it to do any more gathering than I already pinned it. Okay. All right. Wow, this camera battery don't stay charged. Okay, so I got my sequin part sewn together, and then I got my lining sewn together. So I'm gonna stick the lining on here first. Now there's no zippers in here. I also don't know if this is gonna go over her. It should go over her body right here. Yeah. Boy, there's sequin everywhere. Okay, so that went over well. So this is our lining part. No zipper yet. Also gotta go to the store and go grab some well, also my other dilemma is my client is smaller than my mannequin, so which calls for why the zipper is not gonna fit clothes for the lining part. However, I'm still gonna put it in and I'm gonna pin it to take my picture. Yeah, it's fine. Which, that's a good sign, because I was worried it was going to be too big because I wanted to try and get my mannequin in it. Also, I have not cut the V-neck out yet. It's actually a really cute dress. Okay, so now we're going to stick this on. Now, without the lining underneath, this probably would be fine to get a good picture and zip her up, because this fabric does have a little give. Now, I would not necessarily say stretch, but it does have some give. Okay. We also have to cut the front part out on the lining to match. Now, our sleeve gets stuck inside this sleeve, and then I'll put a stitch in the wrist. So you see what I mean when I say I have not cut the lining piece out? Not yet. I will. Okay, so I also have to cut this part out right here. So just cut it, fold it, pin it, and then hand stitch or go over it with the machine. And I'm gonna put a piece of mesh in there. Okay, so far so good. Let's cut those pieces. It's a little big here because there's no zipper yet. And it's not pinned. We can go ahead and pin it. Okay, so the lining is underneath. I just have to go in and stitch the wrists together. See, I'll just go do a stitch through the wrists, and I'm gonna do a straight stitch. It's pinned right now, but I'm gonna do a straight stitch through the V-neck to keep in, because I sandwiched the mesh in between the lining and the sequin. And again, just stitch through the bottom here, because it's open. I just pinned this together. But I think she's super cute.